Good morning. My name is Eric Bernaccio, and thank you for tuning in for the tip of the day. Today, we're going to continue to come out of the daily reading out of the Reflections book in Alcoholics Anonymous. And today is May 3rd, 2020, and the topic is cleaning house. Somehow, being alone with God doesn't seem as embarrassing as facing up to another person until we actually sit down and talk aloud about what we have so long hidden. Our willingness to clean house is still largely theoretical. It wasn't unusual for me to talk to God and myself about my character defects, but to sit down face to face and openly discuss these intimacies with another person was much more difficult. I recognized in the experience, however, a similar relief to one I had experienced when I had first admitted I was an alcoholic. I began to appreciate the spiritual significance of the program, and that this step was just an introduction to what was yet to come in the remaining seventh step. So what this reading is referring to is making a searching and fearless moral inventory of yourself, which is step 4 in the fellowship. And pretty much when you confess things to God, which everybody should do, repent and confess to God and explain to God what you've done wrong and ask for forgiveness, and confessing these things to yourself and acknowledging these things to yourself, those things could probably be easier for people in a sense, because you're not going to face judgment necessarily from God, or you may judge yourself obviously, but you're not going to face judgment from God. But when you actually sit down with another person and confess the things that you've done, you have that fear of judgment, if people are going to know your business or not, if how they're going to react, and it's really important that when you do the steps of the fellowship, that you have a sponsor that guides you through the steps and that gives you the encouragement and lets you know when it is that you should be doing these steps and taking place in them, and spiritually nurtures you through this process, because this is a very difficult process to be able to stir up a lot of emotions, trauma, just things of your past, things that you've done that you're not proud of. The guilt and shame of these things could drive somebody back out there to picking up, and it's really important that you are completely honest through this whole process with your sponsor, to your loved ones, to God, and to yourself. If you're not honest with yourself and God, you're going to have a hard time being honest to another person. So you can't truly clean house unless you put your business out there and let the light take over the darkness that's deep within inside. We can't have skeletons in our closet. You got to reveal everything. When you hold on to things of your past and things that may be tormenting you and causing you to go back to your drug of choice, it's something along the lines of like a reservation, because it's just the fact you don't want to get honest. You don't want to deal with the root of your pain, and dealing with the root of the pain and admitting to another person and making a list and admitting to God and admitting to yourself that you can't do these things anymore. For a long time, I had to, I was in denial about stuff. I thought I could still do drugs recreational, like smoking weed and stuff like that, or I could still be on replacement therapy, or it's prescribed because it's fine, or maybe I can drink on the weekend, and these are just the lies that I was in denial about, and things that I didn't choose to believe. But once you accept that you can't do these things, and that God is the solution to all your problems, and that telling other people is going to help you be free of the guilt and shame and the stuff that you've done, it's really a beautiful process. You will really notice your spiritual growth will far exceed anything you could have imagined. And don't worry about being judged. Who cares what other people think about you? Share your business in meetings, and there's certain things you share in meetings, and there's certain things you share with a sponsor, there's certain things you share with God. But I really encourage everybody to just get open and tell people what it is you're going through. Don't let that harvest in the dark. Don't let those feelings and emotions dictate your life anymore. Stand up for your life. Stand up for your happiness, because nobody else will. You are in control of your happiness, and don't let anybody else dictate that for you. We have the freedom of choice. God gave us the freedom to choose. He wants us to choose the will He has for our lives, but we still have the ultimate choice. You can choose misery today, or you can choose happiness. You can choose love, or you can choose death. What are you going to choose today? I chose to clean house, and I continue to clean house. And this is a process you'll have to continue to do throughout your walk with God. You don't just clean house once and that's it. You know, trash is taken out, you're good. The trash is going to continue to pile, whether you're using drugs or not. And that's something you have to continuously do, making an inventory of your character defects, things that are harmful to your walk with God, and just getting honest, you know, and just taking, you know, things serious, and don't forget where you came from, but allow yourself to always be open to making a better version of you on a daily basis. So if you like this video, like, share, comment. Please subscribe to the channel and tune in for tomorrow's message. Thank you.